So how do you get started with your campaign reporting? Well, it's important to remember that campaign reporting is different from overall marketing reporting. With overall marketing reporting, you're measuring the overall output of your marketing in terms of leads generated, web traffic, social media engagement across all of your different campaigns. It's usually done on a monthly or weekly basis, and you're measuring, so to speak, the pulse of your marketing overall. You can dive deeper to look at specific campaigns or particular channels or particular audiences to see what's delivering the most ROI. But the overall goal is to look at how effective is marketing at moving the needle. Now, campaign reporting is an entirely different discipline. You may look at the exact same metrics. For instance, you may be looking at click-through rates, both for your overall marketing or your overall channels and for a particular campaign. But with campaign reporting, it's first of all much more real-time. You don't want to invest in a campaign both in creating all of the creative and the offers, the landing pages, as well as investing in any ad space or any TV commercial space and find out 2 to 3 months down the line that it's not working. So whereas overall marketing reporting is about validating the impact that marketing is having on the overall revenue and profitability of an organization, campaign reporting in real time is about constantly monitoring the health of a campaign and the results that it's delivering. It can be done on an hourly basis. It certainly should be done on a daily basis. But where campaign reporting can really deliver versus overall marketing reporting is that you can use it for real-time optimization. Obviously, whenever you're measuring any kind of marketing activity, whether it's on the program level or the campaign level, your goal is ultimately to make your marketing better. So all measurement is about optimization. But when you're talking about campaign measurement, it's really about optimization. It's about looking at the results that a particular ad creative or an offer or an audience that you're targeting is delivering that hour or that day. And the goal is to have an immediate plan to optimize if you're not hitting your targets. And when you talk about targets, that's another difference between overall marketing measurement and campaign measurement. All measurement is about optimization, and you can make the argument that all measurement is comparative. After all, you don't know if an email open rate of 40% is good or bad unless you look at benchmarks across your industry and realize it's a very, very good open rate overall. So in that sense, whenever you're measuring your marketing, you're comparing its performance to other marketing that you've done in the past or to overall industry benchmarks. But with campaign measurement, that comparison is kicked into overdrive. You are constantly looking at your goals, your targets, your KPIs, and your benchmarks and seeing if you're hitting them and immediately making adjustments if you're not. And when I say immediately, a lot of times you might see that a campaign is underperforming in the morning, and by the evening, you've made adjustments to that campaign. So campaign reporting is where agile marketing, which is the discipline of optimizing marketing continuously based on feedback from the market, from your consumers, really becomes actionable. You need campaign reporting in order to do agile marketing effectively. So that's how campaign marketing differs both in its practice and in its output. You might also have it differ a little bit in terms of tools. When you're doing overall marketing reporting, it often makes sense to roll all of your data from your different channels into a single dashboard using a tool like Tableau or Google Data Studio. Oftentimes when you're doing campaign reporting, however, you go back natively to the analytics that are built in to your different marketing channels. So for instance, if you're running a Twitter advertising campaign, you might look directly at your Twitter analytics, not necessarily pulling them into a dashboard. If you are using a dashboard, that dashboard needs to be real time. You do not have time to export the data and import it into the dashboard. Now, it's becoming easier and easier to build real-time dashboards, but the reality is a lot of marketers, especially at smaller organizations where they don't necessarily have a lot of channels to measure, therefore it doesn't necessarily make sense to have a super robust real-time dashboard. And they may not even have the resources to build such a dashboard. The reality is a lot of marketers look at the channel metrics within the channel tool itself. They measure their Instagram results within Instagram by looking at the metrics that Instagram provides rather than through a dashboard. They measure their email marketing results within the email marketing tool. And there's nothing wrong with that. Oftentimes we build dashboards to distill data into the top line metrics and the top line KPIs that are the most important to our organization, but we don't need that distillation. In fact, it's counterproductive to distill the data when you're really looking at that granular data to deliver the most optimal campaign results. So if you don't have a dashboard for your campaign reporting, that's perfectly okay, especially if you're a smaller organization and you're running your campaigns on maybe 3 or 4 different channels with 2 or 3 different types of creative variants. It's totally okay to look at the natively built onboard data analytics that most channels and tools provide. So when you're doing campaign reporting in your department, in your program, not reporting it out to people outside your organization, what you're really looking for is play-by-play, minute-by-minute real-time reporting. Which creative is getting the most clicks? Which creative is getting the least clicks? Which offers are resulting in the most conversions? Which landing pages are converting the best? And you really want to monitor that on at least a daily basis. Then you need an action plan for what you're going to do if you find some campaigns are underperforming or overperforming. If a campaign is overperforming, you might want to invest more in that campaign, spend more money on that campaign. And if a campaign is underperforming or a part of the campaign is underperforming, let's say a particular offer or creative, then you want to be able to quickly either pull that particular aspect of your campaign or make tweaks to it. Typically, one really good way of doing that is to have more creative in your back pocket than what you launch initially. Maybe you've got 12 ads designed, but you run your top 2, and then if one of those 2 ads doesn't get the clicks, doesn't get the conversions, doesn't get the brand awareness, or whatever your KPIs are, you immediately pull that ad, invest more in the one that is performing, provided one of them is, and then swap out the backup creative for anything that's underperforming. So part of campaign reporting is having it integrated into the overall structure and operations of your marketing team. You don't just want to look at the numbers, find that changes need to be made, and then have to scramble to make those changes or delay in making those changes while you come up with new creative, new offers, or make adjustments on the fly. You need to have at least something of a plan, including additional creative that you want to test, additional offers that you want to test, additional audiences you want to try, or whatever the other components of your campaign are that you can put in as the reporting shows what's working and what is not working. So campaign reporting is an operational discipline. It's not just about looking at the big picture, looking at the ROI, important though that is. It's the instrumental tool that allows you to optimize your campaigns in real time, day by day, and therefore streamline your operations so that you can generate more advertising ROI, more marketing ROI in less time with less investment. So when you think about campaign reporting, think about it as an operational tool. How are you going to integrate it into your marketing operations? How are you going to be agile by responding to any of that feedback that comes in through the campaign reporting in real time? How are you going to respond in real time? What kind of plan do you need to have in place to make those responses thoughtful rather than simply reactive or, heaven forfend, panicked? Once you've got campaign reporting integrated into your overall marketing operations, it becomes so powerful. You begin to deliver so much better results with each marketing campaign with much less effort, much less stress, and on a lower budget. That means that marketing will have overall higher ROI than ever, which you can then report out in your marketing reporting. So that's a little bit about campaign reporting. Don't worry if it feels like it's going to take a couple of tries to integrate it into your marketing operations. That's how it is for everybody. You'll probably be on your third campaign before you've got reporting fully integrated, and that's totally okay. You're still well ahead of the curve. I hope you've enjoyed this lecture on campaign reporting. I hope it's inspired you to be more agile in your marketing operations, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care in the meantime. This is Professor Christina signing off. Happy marketing.